Whenever you realize, you can keep saying, whenever you realize you bleed in a fight, it does something.
All right, guys. I apologize for that mishap. Um, so I had to redo this. I was trying to do it in one take. Well, take two. Here we go. Um, let's finish. Let's finish this off, shall we? Um, so I'm gonna go back to the questions that I had that I saw everybody have. Um, let me see. I'm trying to go back to. Okay. Let me make sure. Yoels Bard. Okay, Capcom. Okay, the fighter. Okay, here we go. Um, no, Rodney. No. Okay, Doggy. You said which? Which Street Fighter game is good for first timers? Uh, that's a good question. I would never thought of it like that one, Doggy. But I would have to say either the first one or maybe the second. Those are really the easier ones to deal with. Very much. Do you think it's time for, this is from Rodney 383, you say, do you think it's time for Sagat to have a discipline, and do you want it to, a disciple, or do you want it to be a male or female? Actually, Sagat does have one. Adam is his first student, but Adam don't give a shit about him. He don't care. He don't like him. I think another disciple would be cool. Like I said, I would love to have another female. I would have another Muay Thai fighter, but she's female and she's a disciple of Sagat, showcasing once again his character growth. That he's moving on. He's training new people who want to learn the art of Muay Thai, and who wouldn't want to learn the art of Muay Thai from pretty much the king, in his eyes. So, Adam don't care about Sagat. Amitron, you say, do you think there should be a Irish or Scottish fighter in? Yeah, there you go. An Irish don't matter what discipline he uses, or but an Irish or Scottish fighter would be cool. That's another country. But to me, I think how Capcom would play it off, they would make him really crazy. That old saying, Irish are crazy, and the Scottish are crazy too. Like I'm talking like probably look like a Celt and things like that. Braveheart-esque character. Yeah. Probably, yeah. They'll probably actually look at Sheamus and like, okay, yeah, we can make a character of that. Pale white and he got to fight and he just turned around all crazy. I'm like, okay, oh no. All right. That was from Omnitron. You asked me that on the first vid. I'm trying to answer the question that I did not get to on the first vid. Okay, everybody, I got. Oh, Eddie. Hey, Eddie. Didn't know you were here too. Okay. Fighting stick versus pad for a Street Fighter game. I prefer stick because what's your preference? And have you tried both? I've tried both. I've tried the stick. And that just takes me back to the arcade. Just having the fighting stick and the pad. I tried once from a friend, or at one time they had it at I think it was a Best Buy or a Walmart, and they had it there, and I tried it there, and I was like, okay. But if I was to choose, I would prefer the fighting stick. I like nostalgic, takes me back to when I played Street Fighter in the arcades. It was just, that's how I played it. But I like them both. But I don't have the arcade stick. Really don't. I know you do, Rodney. I've seen them. You showed them off. They're pretty cool. Eddie, you say Eddie PSP said I always thought Mortal Kombat versus Killer Instinct should work better. Yes, indeed. Yes. Honestly, that is another one. Yeah. Mortal Kombat Killer Instinct works way better than Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. And once again, even though it's it's a statement, it still has Street Fighter in it. Yes. Um, I I mean Midway did help out with K1. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Omnitron, you asked me. You asked what Capcom character would you love to see from any game as a guest fighter in the Street Fighter game? A lot of the characters from from uh, uh, from a lot of the characters from damn, what was the name? Rival Schools. Some characters, maybe even from Power Stone. Uh, I wouldn't say Dante because that'd be kind of overkill. um, oh, maybe Jin from Tech Romancer, who is in. Think I'll bring him back. Maybe some characters from Star Gladiator. Those are good characters. Yes, Strider, Kiryu, definitely. I put him in the game as a guest, and maybe some characters from Onimusha. They probably could work. Let's see. I'm probably missing some more, but those are a couple. Omnitron. So yes, yes indeed, those are the characters. Um, those are the characters, indeed.
Nobody even had skill and budget.
I would definitely say that those are definitely those are definitely the characters that I would see. So yeah, those are definitely the characters. But like I said, with Street Fighter, guys, this is a game series that no matter what, it'll be around, and they say 5 will be out sometime soon, and I'm looking forward to that. Now, I think the other thing I think a lot of people have always said to me is, does Street Fighter really have a story? Like in terms of like Mortal Kombat has its story mode, and also the question that actually came up before is like, do I think that Street Fighter should go that route? Not necessarily go completely that route. Street Fighter does have a story to it. It's just so intertwined into it, like, it's so in the series as a whole. It's
more of a theme
it's
than a story.
it's more not in terms of story like Mortal Kombat. It's no, but the big story is, yeah, Shadow Law is the bad guy. Bison's the bad guy. Sin is another subsidiary of Shadow Law. Yeah. And then they add in the other stuff to it. That's why they have like the anime cut scenes and stuff like that. But I wouldn't mind seeing a real story in a sense, but that'd be kind of hard. Not hard, but because it depends on which characters you're gonna play with, things like that. But if they did go that route, but I doubt they would go that route because they would feel that we're just copying, and in a sense they just feel like it's, in their opinion, it's just like, okay, we don't want to be totally like Mortal Kombat or something like that.
They just don't want to do it.
Don't. It's just the way it is. They just that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But definitely, I definitely feel that Street Fighter. I would love to see the characters get older. That's one thing. I want to see Ryu with, maybe streaks of gray in his hair, but maybe he's gray hair. You're all gray hair now, but he's like Master Goken now, and he's got disciples, and maybe in the story they can showcase, like, maybe after so many years he finally achieved what he was looking for, and then he finally searched for Sakura, and he's like, I'm ready now. You still want it? I'm ready. She's older now, but she's still like that love for him and wanting to be his disciple has not deterred her. So she'll take it. Like I said, Ken is older, but Ken is older. Mel, his younger son, is older and almost a spitting image of Daddy. Because they always keep showing, Ken has a baby, Mel, but once again, Street Fighter 3 is the future, and we get to see Mel as like 8 years old or so, and at the end we see Ken training Mel, and Mel gives him a nut shot, and he just like, yeah, it's a good shot, son. That's pretty funny to me. So yeah, I'd love to see that. That'd be cool. Rodney, you say to follow up on my last question, who would you like to see train a student in Street Fighter? A couple of them, Rodney. There's a couple of people I would want to see. I would love to see Chun-Li get a student. Ken maybe finally train Sean better. Ryu, Sagat. Maybe Zangief could train another wrestler. No, Rainbow Mika learned wrestling on her own. She learned it on her own. She just wanted to wrestle him, and she got her chance. Maybe Fei Long. I think Fei would be a good teacher. I think he could be a good teacher. He would be a little bit disciplined and hard, but it's just the way his character is. You look at his character, it's just like, I love it. He's just like, there's no way you'll ever knock me out. Just like, it's so funny, but, in his chin, he got that, so definitely, I would definitely take that in certain degree. I could definitely see Rodney, those characters. There's a couple more, but definitely those characters I named, I could definitely see them take on a student or two. X. Hey, X. The original movie was good, not the Mortal Kombat good, but good. I can't take that movie. That's why I like the series that Machinima showed. That was much better. And I'm getting shot again. Fireworks. Uh, let me see what else we have. Uh, uh, Most hated or annoying costume in Street Fighter. Uh, I don't really care too much for the costumes in a sense, like the downloadable costumes, Rodney. When I if I get them, I get them because some of them are cool, some of them are not. But um, there was a, I think there were a couple of his Dan had a few that I just didn't like, and I think Dawson had a couple I didn't like. I was like, it was stupid looking. Um, but most of the Chung Li I like because they try to keep true to who she is. So I'm like, yeah, just keep true to who she is. But when they start making her try to look like a hooker, I'm like, nah, that ain't necessary. They start trying to make her look like a hooker, Chung Li. The other costumes. Um, so with Street Fighter, once again, guys, like I said, it has transcended from its roots from the video game, way back from 1985 to 1987, excuse me, to comics made by Udon, which are very good. I definitely recommend those. The Udon comics, great. You can find those in trades, good stuff. To crappy movies, yes, but then made up with a great web series. See, they do good with the anime stuff. The animes and all that other, no problem, no problem. Well, except for the USA Network version, that one was crap. That one that came on before the Mortal Kombat Earth's Defenders crap. That one was stupid. But other than that, movie wise, Hollywood don't know what they're doing. Leave it into the hands of people that are passionate and know know the legacy, know the mythos, and want to treat it with respect. Then you get magic, and that's what we got with the web series Street Fighter Assassin's Fist. And I'm hoping that there's a season 2 because for me, and if Mr. Christian Howard and Mr. Azar, I know the perfect Chung Li. Just get Samantha Yo. There you go. Just get her. That's it. No. um, I'm a fan of Van Damme's Hex. I like Van Damme. Don't get me wrong, but Guile, I don't think so. He's no Guile. Um, he's not Guile. If anything, if they were to cast Jean-Claude as anybody, I would take him as Abel. That's because he's French and still, I mean, you ain't gonna get somebody that muscular to play. Yeah, but it's cool. Yeah, I was a Street Fighter. I was playing a Street Fighter game for 25 cents. Yeah. Like I said, back in the days, I popped that quarter in when I was younger, little kid. My cousin and I used to just watch the bigger kids, play the games, and then they would let us play. They would say, "Hey, shorty, you want to play, shorty?" And they'll, yeah, that's what they back then. That's what bigger kids used to call the little kids. Right? No, just little kids, shorty, and they're just like, and they just let us play it, and really nice about it. It wasn't like they actually would help me. I mean, at times they was like, they were like, you trying to get that move out, right? And I'm like, yeah, and they'll help me with it, and I was like, yeah, okay. Still didn't know what I was doing, but at the time I was just mashing buttons and moving the controller stick around, but The older I got, the more I played Street Fighter, the better I got at it, and to the point where I looked at it like, am I a master? No, but I am skilled. I still don't call myself a master of Street Fighter. I don't. Am I a master at knowledge of Street Fighter? I say I'm almost up there, but not really. Um, there's nothing wrong with being Jean-Claude Van Damme is definitely a great. He will always be remembered as one of those great action heroes, and you know he had some hits and misses. I'm not gonna lie, but there's still movies that he had that I still love to this day. You know, Death Warrant. I still love that movie. The John Woo movie he did. I love that movie. Time Cop. Love that movie. Um, Universal Soldier. Like the second one, I like with him and Goldberg. I haven't seen all of the other ones that came out afterward that he starred back in. And I thought he played a pretty damn good villain in the Expendables too. Um, but he you say Hex he was your Chuck Norris. That's cool. Um, Bison is he will always be one of the true villains of Street Fighter. Um, yeah, that was how he was. Um, at first, my friend used to make a joke that the reason why he's got those powers is because he does drugs. And I'm like, what? I'm like, that don't make any sense. You know, his psycho power. You know, I'm like, so I used to think, so psycho power, does that make him crazy? Like, does that make him crazy? You know, but some people always ask me, like, the thing is, like, I don't really have a favorite bison because there's different designs of bison. You got skinny bison and you got fat, bulky bison that was in the Alpha series. Um, but Bison's cool. He's a good character, but he's like now become like a secondary villain to this new villain called Seth that is just crap. I hate that character. I hate him. Um, yeah, he wasn't in, and that makes it even worse. It's like, what happened to Bison? Did he finally get arrested or die or something like that? Uh, yeah, Interpol got him or so. Let's see. Rodney say, do you have any statue or figures of Street Fighter? I had a few. They broke. They were small. Um, uh, Definitely gonna start collecting them again. Want to get some more Koto Yobi statues. I've seen a Ryu one I like, a Ken, a Chun-Li, and a Cammy. I do have a Mortal Kombat one that I bought when I bought the Mortal Kombat 9 Collector's Edition. It came with, it was like a bookshelf. It was pretty cool. That's the Collector's Edition. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely want to get some more statues of. But my room is so small, I can't really put statues around where I want them. Um,
Something specific wasn't taking up that.
okay. Um, but how do you like cosplays for Street Fighter? Who said? Hex. I like. It depends on if it's a joke or if they really are dedicated in doing it. One of my favorite cosplayers, Yaya Han. I love Yaya, and she did a great Chun-Li cosplay, really good. I've seen some great Cammy cosplayers, really good. I've seen some great Juri, Jur. Seen some great. I was gonna go. I was the next one. I was gonna go Crimson Viper. Seen some great Crimson Viper cosplay. Seen a few good Ryu and Kens. Not a lot. Some. A cool guy. No, not guy. A cool Guile. That was pretty good. This guy was jacked. Had the hair. He actually had the buzz cut, but it was high enough that he could actually go whoop whoop. And he tattooed like the American flag on his bicep, like Guile. Was in the fatigues and everything. Seen a good Bison one time. Akuma. I seen a female dress up as Akuma. I was like, whoa, that was badass. The cosplayers are good for most part, but then there's some that just get really sick. And I saw a man dress up like Chun-Li, and that freaked me out. I was like, whoa, what? And he was pretty big. He was a little chubby he was a little butterball, and that just I was like, and that I pulled there's this video on YouTube where this kid is he's in he's playing Mortal Kombat 9, and he's in the crypt, and he's talking about how he's got all his money, so he's like, I'm gonna go through the crypt, and the crypt monster creeps up on him, and he goes, ah! And so that's how I looked when I saw that guy. I was like, ah! And I was like, oh no, that's creepy. So I'm always looking for like cool Street Fighter cosplayers that are really dedicated to the character they're playing. You know, you could tell when they put 110% in it, and then you could tell when they just like threw some shit together and just like they don't care what, you know. That's the ones I don't like. But you know, all in all, Street Fighter cosplayers are good. Just like, you know, our favorite comic book cosplayers. You know, it is what it is. They're great stuff. They're cool. No problem against that at all. But you know, like I said, you know, but I can see why it's hard, because I mean, you're trying to get these people's costumes down to a T. And you know, Ryu and Ken, those look easy. You know, just get a martial art karate gi, and you know, either you got to spray paint it red or cut off the sleeves to give it the Ryu look. But even if you cut it off, it's still to the point, you know, it may not look the right way as because it's like, yeah, you just cut the sleeves off and it just looked like but that's just sometimes how it is, and you want to get everything down right pat. And sometimes some people could do it right and some people can't. But and I don't discriminate against cosplayers. I don't one thing I don't agree on, I've heard this said before. I don't know who said it, but I heard it say that a famous cosplayer said big people shouldn't do cosplay. I do not agree with that. I don't agree. And if I'm not mistaken, rumor has it was Yaya Han who said that. And if I heard somebody said she said it on World of Cosplay, I don't agree with that. I can't agree with that. Cosplaying should just not be for the small and fit. It's just a person showcasing their love for a character, paying homage. And that goes for, even though the guy was Chun-Li and he was chunky, I still was like, all right, he's Chun-Li, but I don't want to see it though. That freaked me out. Like, you know, but it is what it is. You know, but I definitely do agree that, you know, Street Fighter will go on for a longer period of time. It's going to, I think it's still going to last. I mean, it's past 25 years. It's over 20 years old. And when it hits its, I think it passed its 30th anniversary. I think it did. No, it's not yet. They haven't come to their 30th yet. But when it comes there, you're going to see something probably big. But when they hit their 25th, there was something big for it. But wherever Street Fighter goes and wherever it the Capcom, yeah, 3 years. Wherever Street Fighter goes from here on, I'll be looking forward to it. You know, it is still one of my favorite fighting game franchises. It is still one of my favorite franchises, period. And I will continue to support it no matter what. As I said before, Ken and Ryu may be the main characters, but they have a hell of a supporting cast. And that's what it's all about, right? Having a great supporting cast. You have a good supporting cast, you know, it works well. Um,
That sound like no shots.
Man. What? But all in all, guys, I wanted to pretty much wrap it up from there. But my computer flipped out and turned off, so I had to reset this, give it a part 2 to this discussion. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank everybody for coming out, who came out and participated and answered questions for one of my subject Q&As on my main channel. I will do this again, of course, for another subject. It's kind of funny because with 4th of July, I was going to the subject was all going to be about Captain America, but then I changed my mind. I should have kept it Cap, but I wanted to do Street Fighter. I was like, I'll do Cap another time. But it's cool. But other than that, thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. As always. So you guys know, so again, peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys. Thank you. Have a good night.